morning guys, and welcome to another trip report of mine. Today I'm coming to you from the long-term parking at Adelaide International Airport, and I'm very excited because I'm off for another food adventure, and this time to Perth. And I'm flying Virgin Australia in business class from Adelaide to Perth. The last time when I flew them to Melbourne, that was my first time in Virgin Australia's business class, and needless to say, I was pretty impressed with what they offered. So I thought there's no better time to try them on a longer flight, and which is why today I am flying with them to Perth. The flight is about 3 hours 45 minutes, and if the winds are not in your favor, it can even be about 4 hours long. So I am excited to get this journey started, and I just bought myself a drone, so I cannot wait to try that out when I get to Perth and do my filming there with that drone. So as usual, I'm going to eat my way through Perth, and for this episode, I'm just going to be concentrating on the flight review on Virgin Australia. So let's get started. The walk from Adelaide Airport's long-term parking to the terminal takes about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how long your legs are. You'll pass an interesting museum, this one dedicated to the Vickers Vimy bomber aircraft. In 1919, the Australian government offered a prize of £10,000 Australian pounds for the first Australians in a British aircraft to fly from Great Britain to Australia. Of the first 6 entries that started the race, the winners were pilot Ross Smith, his brother Keith Smith as co-pilot, and mechanics James Bennett and Wally Shears in a modified Vickers Vimy bomber. The total journey took 30 days or 136 hours and stopped at 14 points before landing in Darwin in the Northern Territory. Now that we're back to reality, we go searching for the Virgin Australia lounge. It was closed for a few months because of the lockdown in the eastern states, which caused so many flights to be cancelled. Thankfully, the lounge was reopened a few weeks prior to my travel, so let's head in there now. It's no secret I much prefer the vibes of this lounge to the one over at Qantas. For now, my alliance is largely with One World, so the bulk of my flights are still with the Flying Kangaroo. So will Virgin get into Star Alliance already? I arrived at the lounge just as they were changing the menu over to lunch. Oh, I cannot wait to start eating. Well guys, here we are at the Virgin Australia lounge in Adelaide Airport. It's no secret that I prefer this lounge a lot more than the Qantas lounge because it is just so trendy looking here, very trendy, and it reflects in the food as well. Very clean, healthy food, which yeah, I mean, I've got this chicken katsu salad for lunch. How often do you see me eat a salad? This is probably one of the few times because chicken katsu, love it. So let's see how the taste is like. The dressing is almost like a creamy tandoori type of dressing with very thin slices of chicken katsu. Oh my god, this is really good. The chicken katsu is chicken breast. Unfortunately, that's not my favorite cut. I can deal with this. The next thing we're gonna try is the pumpkin soup. I might go back for the nachos afterwards because I've got about 2 hours here in the lounge before I board the flight. So let's see. Now the thing is, Qantas does their soups pretty well at their lounges as well. So let's see how this goes for Virgin. Oh, there's a bit of kick for this one. I'd say Virgin wins in a battle of pumpkin soups. Yeah, the one in Qantas is good. Qantas uses a lot of cumin in their pumpkin soup, but this one, I'm trying to figure out what sort of spice they put in here. I taste a bit of curry in there as well. God, Oh, this is really good as well. So you've got tandoori flavored creamy dressing for the salad, and again a very curry tasting soup. So lots of curry going on here in Virgin. What's the deal there? But I'm not complaining. I mean, I love these flavors. These are the flavors I grew up with when I was in Singapore, so no complaints there. It was soon time to board Virgin Australia VA717 from Adelaide to Perth. Business class passengers and status flyers were called to board first. There are free packets of sanitary wet wipes and face masks for you to pick up if you require. Taking us on this flight to Perth today is Victor Hotel Yankee India Bravo, a Boeing 737-800 which is just over 10 years old at the time of writing. The in-flight manager who greeted us at the door was extremely friendly, setting the tone for a fantastic flight ahead. Welcome to Virgin Australia's 737 business class cabin, which is configured with 2 rows of leather recliner seats in a 2x2 fashion. The seat pitch is 37 inches with a width of 19.5 inches. The seat comes with a 6-way adjustable headrest and has a decent recline. There are unfortunately no charging ports or power outlets for this aircraft. A little pull-out cocktail table is shared between the 2 seats. As boarding continues for this full flight, let's take a look at the seat pocket contents. There's a large 4-page safety card and the in-flight buy on board menu for economy class. I think we can pick and choose the items for free since we're in business. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So 3 hours and 40 is the flight time. They usually allow about 3.5 hours for this flight, but the strong westerly winds associated with the jet stream will do their best to prevent us from getting there on time, but we'll do our best. You can count on that. Weather en route, not too bad. A couple of bumps in the climb, nothing much to it. We'll have you seated for descent. We'll let you know when that is. Just because of there has been a little bit of frontal activity in Perth, with some early morning thunderstorms and some tonight if you're planning to stay in Perth. But we arrive in a reasonably good window. However, we will still get associated with that front passing through. Fairly gusty westerly breeze and some showers passing through. But Tim has the pleasure of flying you across to Perth, so he'll get back to you during the flight with an update. But as for now, once again, thanks for your patience and an absolute pleasure to have you with us on Virgin Australia this morning.
Welcome aboard. It's great to have you with us. At Virgin Australia, your health and safety come first, and we appreciate you giving us your attention as we take you through the important information that'll help keep you safe and comfortable on this flight. Let's start by talking about face masks. They might not be ideal, but they are mandatory, so thanks for wearing yours. Just make sure it covers your nose and mouth and that you keep it on throughout the flight. If you do forget, we'll give you a gentle reminder.
Takeoff was fairly smooth, although today's cloudy weather wasn't really ideal for capturing anything useful once we got airborne. Flight time today was 3 hours 40 minutes, and the flight path had us flying over York and Eyre Peninsulas before heading over the Australian Bight. Coasting into Western Australia, We would then begin a pretty much western approach into Perth International Airport, covering a total distance of 1,317 miles or 2,120 kilometers. Flight VA717 from Adelaide to Perth departs at 12:20 p.m. during the Southern Hemisphere winter months, so a lunch service will soon commence. Before that happens, let's take a look at the entertainment options we have on board today. This aircraft is Wi-Fi equipped, so entertainment contents can be streamed into the device of your choice. I am not fussed about movies, so I go straight to the in-flight map. This is really all I need. However, unlike Qantas, you are unable to access the internet. At least not for now. I understand this option will be added at a later date. It is now just under an hour since we got airborne. Lunch is finally served. Can you believe I went for the vegetarian option? So lunch is served here on Virgin Australia on flight VA717 from Adelaide to Perth. There were two options. One of them was chicken with chickpeas, and the vegetarian option is gnocchi with sweet potato. Obviously, I opted for the chicken, but being seated in 2F, number one, I have no status with Virgin Australia, and number two, I was the last to be approached for my choice of lunch, so obviously they ran out of chicken. So I was assured that the gnocchi with sweet potato, which is a hot meal by the way, the plate is really hot. Well, I was assured that this option is pretty delicious according to the flight attendant. Yeah, so I opted it with orange juice. So the meal, the main meal comes with dessert, so you have a chocolate cake. Yeah. And cheese and crackers. So let's see how this tastes like. I really appreciate airlines when flying business class. We still get metal cutleries. Well, here we go. The taste test. Not bad, not bad. She was right. It's actually pretty delicious. No complaints. Let's try the dessert. Chocolate cakes, but this is a bit light. It's a bit light on flavor. Yeah, dessert is just alright. Lunch service concluded with a tea and coffee service served with a side of turbulence. I opted for tea with milk, and I had different teas to choose from. Peppermint, chamomile, Earl Grey, so on and so forth. And I went with English breakfast. It came with a Tim Tam. Thank God I'm not on a diet when traveling. There is one lavatory for business class passengers located in the front, directly behind the cockpit. There isn't any special amenities available, so it is no different from the one at the back of economy class. Times like these, I do miss flying on longer international flights on other airlines where you have stuff like facial mist and colognes, and even stalks of fresh flowers to beautify a smelly toilet. The cockpit soon came on to update us about arrival, and then asked the flight attendants to prepare the cabin for landing. You'd think they'd come around to ensure we're all buckled up, seat upright, tray table stowed and window shades up? No. Instead, we got ourselves another snack service. I was quite impressed. They came around with a snack basket and asking us for a choice of drink, hot or cold. At this stage, I can assure you we're still landing in Perth. But I have put the footage of my landing sequence in a hidden folder inside a hidden folder, which is located in a hidden folder. I hid it so well I can no longer find it. So we'll make do with what I have left. Here are my thoughts as we conclude this flight. One word: amazing. There is a reason why Virgin Australia has their loyal fan base. As I flirt with the idea of jumping over the fence from QF to VA, the thrill of eating a forbidden fruit is undeniable. VA offers a refreshing take on flying within Australia with their trendy, youthful branding and the easy path to climb up status tiers. I have received nothing but fantastic service on all my flights, but granted, they were all in business class. I suppose the full experience would be to take my next flight in economy class and see how that goes. The only thing holding me back at this point is Virgin's frequent flyer program and lounge locations aren't as extensive when compared to Qantas. There are also naysayers who doubt Virgin's long-term survival under Bain Capital as an airline. Only time will tell. Until then, let us say hello to Perth, Western Australia. When I last came to Perth in March, the arrival process in Terminals 3 and 4 was a horrid experience because of how slow the entire process took. The infrastructure at the older terminal isn't equipped to handle this sort of pandemic screening, so I'm hoping arrival into Virgin's much newer Terminal 1 would be more seamless. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to disembark because the police weren't ready for our flight. So we had to sit in the aircraft for an extra 15 minutes while they set up a total of 2 counters to greet a full plane load of passengers. Thank God I'm flying at the pointy end because it took me only a few minutes to get my screening done. I did not envy those in economy class at the back of the aircraft. Well, my friends, welcome to Perth in Western Australia. So the G2G check for COVID-19 took a while because I don't know what's wrong with Western Australia because this is not the first time I've encountered this problem. The police was not ready for us. They weren't ready for our flight, so we had to sit in the plane for about 15 minutes for them to get ready. We are the only flight arriving, so I really do not know what is keeping them from getting ready for our flight. When we arrived at the gate, even the cabin crew and the captain were very exasperated is the word to use because they just could not believe how they weren't ready for us because we are the only flight arriving at this time. Yeah, so they weren't ready for us, so we sat there for a while, waited for them to get ready, and because I was seated in business class, I cleared the line in no time. I just presented my pass, they asked me a few questions, and I was clean enough, cleared to enter Western Australia. Yeah, so here am I. I really like this Virgin flight because the crew was just, the crew is what made this flight. They were very caring, very friendly. during interaction, but most of the time when they weren't interacting with us, of course they stayed in the galley, but otherwise they were very, very proactive, coming around every now and then to ask if we wanted any drinks, we wanted any snacks. And I was quite impressed that even before landing, after the captain says prepare the cabin for arrival, they started a snack and a drink service. But I mean, there were only four how many? Yeah, there were only 4 passengers in business class, so I suppose it was easy for them to deal with, just having 4 passengers taking snacks and drinks. I was quite, that was pretty unexpected. I didn't expect them to have a snack and drink service so close to arrival. Yes, so I'm in Western Australia, in Perth. Of course, I am going to eat my way through it as usual. So look forward to those videos as well. All right, so if you haven't done so already, give me a follow on my socials so you can follow my travels in real time. And yeah, also give me a like, leave a comment underneath, and share this with a friend of yours who likes aviation as well. All this little action will go into making my channel grow. All right, and all your support is of course very well appreciated. So until the next video, I'll see you guys around, and take care all of you. Bye.